Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our 2018 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Donnie Garriott. His presenter is his brother, Craig Garriott. Donnie Garriott placed fourth at the CIF State Wrestling Tournament for West Torrance High School. At El Camino College, he was a two-time All-American. He then transferred to Chico State, where he was a two-time Far Western Conference champion and a two-time NC2A Division II All-American. After college, Donnie was the USA Wrestling Freestyle All-American. He has coached at North Torrance High School for 18 years, compiling 280 wins, 76 defeats, and 2 ties, which is a record including 5 CIF championships. Donnie is the head coach at Cerritos College. His teams have won 2 state community college championships and finished second 4 times. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2018 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, my good friend, Mr. Donnie Garriott.
All right, so they say a good technique when you're going to do any public speaking is to imagine your audience in their underwear. The problem with this scenario is after 30 years in California wrestling, I've seen a majority of the people in here in their underwear. So that thought frightens me and makes me more nervous. So I'm not going to use that technique. Honestly, though, this is probably one of the most humbling and greatest honors of my life. I look at the people that are being inducted and the people that have been inducted before, and these are people I've looked up to my entire life. The legends of the sport, Olympians, coaches that I've looked up to and modeled myself after. So truly, this is beyond anything I would have ever expected. I do want to thank some people, starting with kind of my fathers for wrestling. My high school coach, Kent Wyatt. He's not here tonight, but Kent was probably the best technical coach I've ever been around at any level. He could take the most complex techniques and break them down and teach it to anybody of any body type or anything. And Kent was a 2002 inductee into this hall. My junior college coach, Tom Hazel, who's here today. Tom probably taught me intensity. I know that I made Tom lose some hair, but he definitely taught me intensity. Other things I learned from Tom was to paying attention to the details when running events and tournaments and camps and things like that that help your program to be successful. Tom started the Halloween Open 30-some years ago that's still around today, one of the biggest preseason tournaments before there were a lot of preseason tournaments. My college coach, Armin Brett, who's here. Armin from Chico State. Armin was probably the greatest psychological coach that I've ever had at a time when I was young and wasn't sure of myself and had to compete at this high level. Armin could get in your head and say the right things and do the right things that would help you to perform at your best. So I definitely want to thank those 3 guys. All of them are California Hall of Fame inductees, so it just makes sense through genealogy that eventually I would get up here. So I do appreciate you all. My wife, Deanne Garriott, of 27 years. I know that there's probably a lot of wrestling officials out here and even opposing coaches that are wondering how this woman has stayed with me for 27 years. But the only thing she really learned from wrestling was this. And anytime we're arguing, she gives me my coach's warning and just kind of sends me back to my chair in the corner. And that's how we've been able to make it this long. But she has sacrificed so much to allow me to continue to be a part of this sport for 35 years. We've given up a lot of time and trips and things like that I know I'm going to have to make up to her when I retire. But I love you, and I thank you very much, Deanne, for allowing me to be a part of this. My 2 boys, Kale and Caden, who are back in the back. They grew up on the mats. They've always been around wrestlers. Wrestlers are their big brothers. And I'm enjoying so much now them becoming part of this journey. My son Kale finished his freshman year this year and did a great job wrestling. And it's definitely a different perspective and a different set of eyes. But, they've sacrificed so much too. And I'm so happy that they've chosen to make it a part of their lives also. Because it's one of the greatest things that you can do as a young man. So, my brother Craig, who's my presenter, he's been with me since my wrestling journey started. About 9 years old he became my drilling dummy in the garage when I first started wrestling. And then as he grew bigger, he became one of my fiercest workout partners. And he's always been my biggest critic, but by far has always been my greatest supporter. So I'm very appreciative of you. Thank you so much. Now, this part of it. All right, we got to hurry now. So I'm going to need some help, okay? This is audience participation. If you have ever coached me, please stand up. If you have ever been my coach, please stand up. I know, Tom, it takes you a little while, but get up. Where's Armand? There he is. If you have ever wrestled for me, please stand up. If you have ever coached with me, please stand up. Defner, get up. I see you back there. Okay? If you have ever worked with me in any capacity, please stand up. That includes you officials. And if you've ever been married to me, please stand up. There's only one. You guys are the reason for any success I've ever been able to have. You guys and many others like you. I could have never done anything that I've done in this sport or in my life without you people. And I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you and I thank you very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2018 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mr. Donnie Garriott.